Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on S3. Thank you, family, for joining us because right now we're about to get into some good things, okay? He is hilarious and his name is Khanyisa JamJam. He's an award-winning comedian who's just returned from a sold-out UK tour. Can you imagine?
Oh.
Yes, we can because he's that funny. Known for his sharp insights and also just down-to-earth humor, JamJam will soon be lighting up the stage right here in the Mother City with his new show called Sorry for the Wait. Now, it's going to be running from the 6th to the 9th of November at the Artscape Theatre. Such an exciting thing. He also has a podcast, I heard.
Also has a podcast
Crazy.
called Same Same, and he teamed up with fellow comedian Salatiwe and Gludlu. But we got to say, JamJam in the house. Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, finally.
There we go.
finally,
You know what I
yeah.
love? Like this man, he comes, he's so quiet. He's like,
Chilled.
but when the cameras roll and everything is like,
action. Well, as soon as it's
You're
1, 2,
ready.
3 action, we're ready to go, man.
good to have you, my friend.
No, thank you for having me,
Yeah.
man.
Sure,
It's an honor
listen.
being here.
JamJam, you've been doing a lot this year. 2024 has been good to you because you put in the work, right?
Yeah.
And in September, you just came back from a sold-out UK tour. How was that?
It was amazing, man. It was nice to connect with other South Africans. There was a lot of South Africans that side in the UK. So, yeah, I'd initially signed up to do the Camden Fringe Festival. And, yeah, we did so well. We were able to add more shows. So I ended up doing Manchester as well. Has a big South African contingent there. And then did another show in London and then just stayed around and did comedy. So, yeah, it wasn't even something I'd thought would happen so
Yeah.
soon in my career. Because, I mean, this is my fifth year in comedy.
Sure.
Wow.
So to go and do a tour and then for it to be sold out was amazing.
Look,
That's
fifth
great.
year, like you said, but we know all the years of work before that, you know, that to get
Yeah.
to where you are. It's been a journey, it's been a road, but it must be nice to be sharing your talent on international stages
Yeah,
like that.
to come
Albeit
from-
South African audiences, but I'm sure the Londoners appreciate you
Yeah,
as well.
to come from like some of these dingy pubs that we used to performing in Cape Town to selling out a theatre in London is
It's a shift.
Yeah, it's a shift, and yeah, the hard work, like you said, there's a lot of hard work that went in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, to bring something to South Africans that side, and to even have internationals in the crowd as well at the
Yeah.
shows was amazing. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking to go back there
Well,
again.
speaking of, how did they actually receive your humor? Because sometimes with comedians from certain parts of the world, people find you funny in your place that you come from.
Yeah.
But now when you travel, does it translate the same?
There's certain things that you have to change, and then there's certain like references that you might have to change depending on where you're at. But yeah, it wasn't the hardest. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. But also, I went to the comedy clubs in London and did comedy there. So then I figured out there how I can make my show more international, more appealing to
Right.
those audiences. So I did a bit of open mics and whatnot that side to just
to feel it out,
Yeah, just
yeah.
to feel out how their system works and how their rhythm, because there's always a different rhythm
Yeah.
for according to each country.
Yeah,
So,
and also I think the responsibility lies on the comedian's shoulders, you know, to also immerse himself into what is happening in their spaces, you know, where they are.
Yeah.
Although you are, you know, performing for South Africans, you got to know this is a different vibe. People talk different, people live different.
Yeah.
And this is something that you need to keep in mind, which I commend you for.
Yeah.
Listen, before we chat about your new comedy show at the Artscape, chat to me about this podcast, man, because I know podcasting nowadays, it is growing with leaps and
Yeah,
bounds, my friend.
everyone's
And you've
doing a
teamed up with a
podcast.
fellow comedian.
Yeah, everyone's doing a podcast now, so we're just adding.
You're just adding.
Yeah,
it's
we're
going-
adding another.
What makes it different?
It makes it different. It's so the interesting thing about this podcast. Me and Salatiwe started comedy at the same time, but then he sort of veered off and took a break, whereas I had this sort of rise in comedy. So like we reconnected recently, and now we're just sharing the sort of what happened. We're going back and discussing those, so like what happened, why did he go this way, then I went that way. But the biggest thing is that we ended up reconnecting now, And yeah, we're just gonna sort of unpack our journeys and how they went these two different paths,
Beautiful.
and now how they back together again. So yeah.
So it's called Same Same.
Same, but different.
podcast, yeah.
Same, but different. I love this. And I mean, it speaks to the journey of anybody, really, how it kind of ebbs and flows, but we all have success in our own right.
Yes.
Now, speaking about success, 6 to 9 November, Artscape Theatre. Sorry for the wait. Tell us more about this.
Oh man, this show, yeah, I've been working on this show for almost a year and a bit. And yeah, now I think it's finally ready to go to a theatre. So I've been doing it at different venues around the country. Did it in Durban, National Arts Festival, Joburg, Bloemfontein,
Come
East
on.
London. But now, because I'm a Cape Town comic and this is the city that gave me my opportunity, I wanted to do it proper and do it at a theatre. So I decided, let me book the Artscape Theatre and do a theatre run. And
Nice.
yeah, do a proper venue.
Are there still tickets?
Yeah, there are tickets still
Okay,
available,
good.
so people must go buy tickets. No freebies, just go go to Web Ticket. Yeah.
Unless we want to come.
Yeah.
right?
Sort
You
us
guys,
out at
you
least.
guys, yeah, one or two maybe, but like, yeah, the tickets are still available on Web Tickets, and yeah, they're selling quite well.
Just quickly before we go, what can you tell us about the show? What can people expect for those who haven't seen the show yet? Sorry about the wait.
It's just a personal journey, and it's showcasing my life from literally high school and arriving in Cape Town in 2010, and all the sort of nonsense that has happened in my life in between being in Cape Town, being at UCT studying, and then this comedy journey, and a lot of stuff I deal with, issues like anxiety, depression.
Sure.
There's a lot that's
I love it.
having family issues, daddy issues. It's all in there. There's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
So you throw yourself open.
Yeah. It's my first special, so
You
I
must.
wanted people to know who I am
Yeah.
through the special. So
Nice.
if you watch the special, if you come, you will literally leave understanding who I am, and you'll have a better idea of who I am and
I
what
like that. And also walk out of there with a couple of lessons for
Yeah.
yourself in your own life. for
Right.
sure.
Yeah,
Jam,
that's
thanks,
the goal.
dude.
Thank you,
No,
Jam
thank
Jam.
you guys for having me. Man.
And let me tell you one thing, I've seen this man perform on a smaller stage before and he blew my socks off and I've been obsessed with him ever since. So please do get your tickets. Web Tickets is where it's at. It's this week, 6 to 9 November, out at the Artscape. Thank you, Jam Jam.
Thank you.